Grisham again, same play. He's got the 15, he's got the 10, dragging a man to the 5, kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
You know, our goal now is to win.
61 yards.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden Attorney.
Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990.
And now, let's go to the broadcast booth with Monty Walker, Michael Mosier, and Stephen Braswell.
Well, in 2 short years, Howe has gone from a 2-8 team with the worst defense in school history and a team that had the facilities in shambles and an embarrassing nature to a team that's ranked number 11 in Class 3A Division II with impeccable facilities. Is it the leadership of head coach Zach Hudson that has made the difference? Absolutely. But in 2015, he's assembled the greatest coaching staff in school history. Hopes are high for the 2015 Howe Bulldogs, and it all starts tonight with the season opener with Bonham here at Bulldog Stadium. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bulldog Stadium. Monty Walker along with Michael Mosier. It's a gorgeous night here at the old stadium, who's turning 80 years old, old Bulldog Stadium, the 80th season. And what a fabulous place it looks like here. That there, as Coach Hudson said, there's 0 weeds on that turf. About 2 weeks ago, he told me there was 8. So you know what kind of he's so meticulous about everything. And we look at the field; it's got a brand new H logo, just like on their T-shirts, and the Bulldog Stadium just looks fabulous.
It does. I saw him mowing on Wednesday. I saw him mowing on Thursday. And if I was guessing, I bet he mowed today.
Well, he said yesterday he was going to mow again yesterday and get all the brown dead grass off of the top. And not only does Bulldog Stadium look great, the 2015 Bulldogs, they look great as well. A couple of injuries, and we'll talk about that later, but hopes are high, as we mentioned in the opening, about the Howe Bulldogs as ranked 11 by Max Preps going into this season in Class 3A Division II. Everyone seems to think, even though they lost their leading rusher in school history in Anthony Hawthorne, many think that it's the system, apparently, and that's guys like Stratton Carroll and Tyler Grisham, and those guys can just fill right in and take up where the Hawthorne left off.
Well, Anthony's shoes are going to be big to fill, but these guys can do it. There's just tremendous depth. It's going to be a fantastic season, fantastic year. And they got plenty to be proud of and to look forward to.
Well, let's go into the coaches show. We talked with head coach Zach Hudson, and we'll take a quick timeout. And when we come back, we'll talk to head coach Zach Hudson in just one moment. You're listening to Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players: go Bulldogs, fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome to the Bulldogs Coaches Show, featuring Howe Athletic Director and Head Coach Zach Hudson. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Joe Brown for Grayson County District Attorney.
Coach, this summer, not like last summer where you had a lot of construction going on, field houses being built, press boxes being built. What in the world did you do with your spare time this summer?
I actually got to spend some time with my family. which was good. We took off every Friday afternoon and did something. So that was a good change for my family. But we still worked every day, and there was still some stuff to do around here, trying to get everything working correctly. And with all the rains this spring, kind of put us behind on some little projects. But just about now, it's where it's going to be for a while, which is a good thing. But we still work hard every day. So
you came in here, and Howe had just had the worst defense in school history. You came in, and you've completely turned things around in just 2 short years. How did you do that?
Well, we've had some great coaches. We have some kids that bought in, and we've had some parents that have really got on our side and rooted for us and helped us out with their kids trying to buy into the program. But I don't do it all myself. I can promise you that. And there's just been a lot of great kids and great coaches along the way. And we've had some turnover, had a lot less turnover this past year. But again, I think every year we get better, and the fit for the coaches are a great fit for these kids.
You talk about the coaching staff, and having grown up here and know this football program, this is by far the best coaching staff that's ever been in Howe, Texas. Is it your best staff that you've ever put together?
It's one of the best. I think there's a fit for coaches also, just like there's a fit for head coaches, there's a fit for assistants. And I think right now the systems we run and what we do, I think it is the best staff I think I could ever put together here at Howe. But again, everything changes where you are and the personality of the community.
Max Preps has you ranked number 11 going into the season in Class 3A Division II. Is that a fair ranking? Do you even worry about rankings?
I don't worry about it. We haven't played a game. Nobody's played a game. I've seen us from 11 to 10 to 25. So it just matters who you're talking to and what their opinions are. But it doesn't matter till December. So.
When most teams graduate their all-time leading rusher, they normally don't get attention like you're getting. Who steps up for Hawthorne?
We have a lot of kids. Stratton Carroll will be back here in a couple of weeks, and Tyler Grisham will carry the ball more, and Jaden Matthews is going to step in nicely. But we have Dylan Moreau and Brent Masters, and we have a lot of kids that are stepping into that role that'll be just fine.
Your defense still young. You played a lot of freshmen last year. They're sophomores now. I believe you're going to start 4 sophomores. And talk about how young your defense is.
Well, they don't play young, and so we don't worry about that. We're going to play the best ones, and if they're 15 or if they're 18, we're going to play the best ones, but they don't play young.
Bonham went 0-10 last year. A lot of turnover in their program, new coaches. What do you expect to see from them tonight?
They're going to be excited. The new guy coming in and everything, they're going to be excited. So we got to simmer them down a little bit and take control of the game early.
This has been the Bulldogs Coaches Show featuring Howe Athletic Director and Head Coach Zach Hudson. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Joe Brown for Grayson County District Attorney. In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Monty Walker along with Michael Mosier. Stephen Braswell will be up here in a moment. Same crew as last year. Great guys. And let's go over the starting lineups for tonight's game. I'll go over the Bulldogs. How about that, Michael? And
perfect.
I'll let you have the visiting hard-to-pronounce names. That's not fair. I do the kids that we know.
Right.
So let's start up on offense. The Howe Bulldogs left tackle, Mike Helpenstell. The left guard is Hunter Morrow, a senior. The center, sophomore Clay Marshall. who moves in from tackle, and Tanner Hartsfield moves to right guard from center this year. He's a junior. The right tackle, Austin Bearden, and the tight end, Matt Griffin, for the Bulldogs. The wide receiver, or if you'll call it swing man, is what the Bulldogs refer to it. Seth Seabolt, the junior, will start in that position. Tonight, Stratton Carroll will not play. He's nursing a hamstring injury. And Cooper Akins will start in the slot. Quarterback Brandon Wall replaces Joaquin Lopez from a year ago. Wall is a junior. And Jaden Matthews will replace Anthony Hawthorne at fullback. And Matthews is a junior.
That's big shoes to fill.
That's pretty big shoes. And then the junior Tyler Grisham will remain at running back. Last year, 640 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaged 5.42 a carry. Also caught 3 balls for 48 yards. And last year in this football game against Bonham, Tyler Grisham ran 16 times for 100 yards, and you'd like to see that kind of performance again tonight. That is the starting offense for the Howe Bulldogs.
You want to go with the defense for Bonham? We got Jonathan Hewland as the right end. Nose tackles David Williamson. Left end is Tad Kisling. Cornerback Cade Trompler. Strong safeties Jackson Hemby. See, you do this to me every time. Outside linebacker Leighton Hartwell. Inside linebacker Austin Leatherwood. Inside linebacker Evan Wilson. Did it again. Outside linebacker Corey Smallwood. Your cornerback is Austin Zimmerman. And your free safety is Cedarian Ball.
And we'll go now to the Howe Bulldog defense. Up front, the weak side end is Joel Minivar. The nose guard, Tristan Matthews, and the strong end is Mike Helpenstell. The linebackers on the outside backers are juniors, Dylan Moreau and Tyler Grisham. The inside backers are sophomores, Andrew Griffin and also Jacob Taylor. The cornerbacks tonight, senior Nick Wilson and senior Zach Blevins. The safeties, Seth Seabolt is the weak safety, and the strong safety, Winston Moss. Now, Coach Hudson says that Winston Moss may be the best safety that's ever come through the program. He says he just has natural instincts on the football, and he's tried to run several defenses over the years, over 8 years, and hasn't had the right strong safety to run this particular type of defense, and says Winston Moss picked it up immediately and has finally been able to add a certain layer to that defense with Moss. So that is your starting Howe Bulldog defense.
The Warrior offense is left tackle Josh Easley, left guard Tyce Kisling, center Brandon Miller, right guard Colton Spindle, right tackle David Williamson, Z-back is Trevor Hartwell, slot is Cade Trompler, quarterback is Kyle Copeland, fullback Evan Wilson, slot is Austin Zimmerman, and wide receiver Corey Smallwood.
Well, the head coach for the Howe Bulldogs, as we mentioned, Zach Hudson. He's from Rockwall, Texas. His wife is Carrie. She's the former head volleyball coach, or a former head volleyball coach, not here at Howe, but they have 2 daughters. Kai is 8 and Bodie is 5. Coach Hudson went to Navarro College and then Texas A&M Commerce. His record here at Howe is 10-13. He is the 25th head coach in Howe history. It's his 3rd year here. Prior to coming to Howe, he was at Garland Lakeview and then Weimar as the defensive coordinator. He went to LaGrange as the defensive coordinator and then back to Weimar as the head coach and athletic director, and then got the position here as head coach and athletic director. Last year on the all-time wins list, Coach Hudson passed Wesley Cox from the 1930s, Alfred Clayton, Arthur Boyle, and Corey Crane. Next up is Terry Davis with number 11, and if he wins tonight, the Bulldogs win tonight, he will tie Terry Davis in all-time wins at 11. This is season number 72, game number 720 in Howe Bulldog history. The school is 362, 333, and 24 overall as a record. In 2014, Howe's offense ranked 5th out of 71 Bulldog teams with 28.7 points per game. The previous year, in 2012, ranked 54 with 11.8 points per game. That was an improvement of 16.9 points per game, which is the biggest turnaround in school history from one year to the next. The previous high was 13.7 from 2009 to 2010. The 2014 Howe Bulldogs last year were the 14th team in school history to make the playoffs. They set a record for the most points scored in a single playoff run with 101, and also scored a record for the most points in a playoff game with 50, and that was against Hughes Springs in the area championship. The 2014 Howe Bulldogs also gave up a record-tying 71 points to Wascom in the regional championship and gave up 123 points in the playoff run, which was also the most by any Howe Bulldog team. While the offense was in the top 5 in school history last year, the defense with 4 freshman starters ranked 64th out of 71 teams by giving up 26.8 points per game. Those numbers were pretty much skewed in the final game against Wascom. Coach Zach Hudson's defense was actually statistically a little bit better in his first year, 2013, by allowing 24.2 points per game. Hudson arrived in Howe and inherited the worst-ranked defense in school history in 2012. They were giving up an astonishing 38.1 points per game in 2012. The 13.9-point improvement from 12 to 13 was the biggest turnaround in school history from one year to the next. The defense improves by nearly 2 touchdowns, and the offense improves by nearly 17 points. The wins start to total up, and a 2-8 team improves to a 3-round playoff team in a hurry when you improve both sides of the football. So far in Howe school history, games played on this date, August the 28th, Howe won at Blue Ridge back in 2009, 27-9. Howe is 7-5 in games played in August. Since 2000, the Bulldogs are 8-7 on opening night, but have won 7 of the last 8 opening nights.
7 of the last 8.
This will be Zach Hudson's first opener here at Bulldog Stadium. His first game in 13 was at Lindsay, and last year was, of course, at Bonham. Coach Hudson has a 10-13 record, as we mentioned. His next win will tie Terry Davis, who went 11-18 and 93-95. If Howe were to win 9 games this year, he'll only trail Norman Dickey, Jim Fryer, Davey DuBose, and Buck Smith in all-time career wins here at Howe High School. So with all of that information, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. We'll be back with some more Howe Bulldog football in just a moment.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3 Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, and surrounding areas. Carrie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
2 new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These 2 antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
There are hundreds of reasons to sign up for Dish because you love TV. But the main one is because Dish is the best value starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call Cavender Home Theater, your local Dish authorized retailer, to get family favorites at a great price. Call now, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com for details. With personal service from your neighborhood expert, your TV and your wallet will love you. Howe class of 1974. Go Bulldogs!
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Monty Walker along with Michael Mosier, and we can hear the bands warming up. And what an exciting time of year it is. Hopes are high for everyone. No one has a loss yet, and especially for Howe, who's expected to have a really good year with an excellent coaching staff. It just seems like there's a special electricity in the air tonight.
There is. It looks good. It sounds good. It's they're in for a great year. They have nothing. I see nothing holding them back. It should be just a tremendous year.
We did talk about the injuries. Stratton Carroll will not play tonight. He has a hamstring injury. Last year there were two big, huge injuries on the team, and Stratton Carroll was one. He was lost on Halloween night at Whitewright to a torn ACL. The same exact night, Joel Minivar also tore his ACL. It was a trick, not a treat in Whitewright that night. Even though Howe won handedly, it really put a hamper on what Howe was able to do later on. However, it did give a chance for guys like Brandon Wall to step up and do his thing. And as Coach Elvington walks in, he's making his way up to the film deck. It's just exciting to see. When one man goes down, somebody else steps up, and we're just about ready for the school song here, and we'll let you hear that. Lots of fans in the stands tonight, as right below us is Norman Dickey and Leon Thornhill, former basketball coach for a long time. Tim Rose is standing right down there with those three gentlemen. And a couple of ex-players. Heath Horton, his brother Damien down here, and just below us.
That little one's growing in a hurry.
You talking about Heath?
Yeah, no. Heath better watch it, or his little one's going to outgrow him.
Yeah, he might do it. Cute kid down there.
He is.
The victory line is down there at that north end zone. And Coach Steve Simmons is down there parading those kids around, getting them fired up. I'm sure he's got his megaphone down there and just trying to lead the charge as the Bulldogs momentarily will get done with their stretching and warm-ups, and they'll head over to that tunnel and run out. And I think they've got some smoke and all that kind of stuff to go over in front of the Bulldog tunnel. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think the excitement of opening night is just so much fun. The officials are down doing their stretching at the 50-yard line. We'll go over them. The Kendall Atwood is the referee. Archie Farmer is the umpire. Logan Taylor, the head linesman. Brian Hughes, the line judge. And Cade Petty, the back judge. They are out of the Commerce chapter, and they will be doing the officiating tonight. Coach Dale West, the offensive coordinator, down there talking to the umpire right now, right at the 50-yard line. And I tell you, it's going to be exciting, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football in just a moment.
Think back to the best fried pie you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. They have handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 903-712-PIES. That's 903-712-7437. Sweetie Pies can also make custom Howe cookies, muffins, and other baked goods. The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
And the Bulldogs have gone through the tunnel and making their way out, ready for the national anthem. The Boy Scouts are in the north end zone. Years ago, they moved the flagpole. It was in the south end zone forever, and they have moved it now to the north end zone, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and we are now ready for our national anthem as the Boy Scouts are holding the flag there in the north end zone. And I do believe we are just about prepared as everyone lines up for the national anthem. And with that, it is football time in Texas here at Bulldog Stadium in Howe. The Bulldogs are in all black at home as normal. Of course, you remember last year when they got in the playoffs, they wore all white each game, and they got in that little transition of wearing white but now it's a new season. You're at home, you're supposed to wear black, and that's what the Bulldogs are doing here. Black helmets, black jerseys, black pants, everything black. As the Bonham Warriors come across the field, their captains will come out in all white pants, white jerseys, white helmets. They have purple numbers. It'll be Levi Mrozinski with Tristan Matthews, Joel Minivar, and Stratton Carroll, the captains for the Howe Bulldogs. On the flip side, for the Bonham Warriors is quarterback Kyle Copeland, and also Corey Smallwood, the wide receiver. I'll have to look, and I'm not able to see a couple of them. They're being blocked by the Bulldogs. The umpire standing at the midfield stripe with the captains on each side.
Well, the umpire looks small compared to those 8.
Yeah, some pretty big kids out there. Again, the umpire is Archie Farmer out of Commerce. The coin has been tossed. It's on the ground. Stratton Carroll called it. We'll see what it is. No indication yet. Now they're talking to the Bonham player. And it looks like Howe will defend the south end zone to start the football season here at Bulldog Stadium. They won the toss. They elected to defer.
Bulldogs have won
and
the toss, but
Bonham will receive the football to start the football game and the football season here at Bulldog Stadium. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at HoweEnterprise.com.
Told you it's going to be quick, 30 seconds. How about that? Welcome back. Quick. As the Bulldogs lining up for the kickoff, and the Warriors will drop back to return this one. And doing the returning is going to be Evan Wilson, their running back, and also Tyler Bennett, both running backs, first and second team for Bonham. They will stand at the 5-yard line. Honecker, of course, the great kicker for Howe, will boom this one away. He's changed his jersey number from 40. He is now 15 as he moves up from freshman to sophomore ranks. Steps it off, 10 yards away from the football. Honecker walks towards the football, bangs it in the air. It's a short pooch kick, going to be fair called for at the 29-yard line. And with that, we are underway with the 2015 season here at Bulldog Stadium.
Cade Trumpler called for the fair catch.
I said 29-yard line. I'm not in mid-season form. That is the 31-yard line. The Warriors will start at their own 31. 69 yards away from pay dirt, and we'll see the first down play coming up on the left hash right now. Shotgun formation, and it is Kyle Copeland, the quarterback. Two receivers near side, which is Zimmerman and Smallwood. It's going to be a handoff up the middle on first down. Nothing doing there. Maybe a loss of a yard. Tyler Bennett on the carry, and it looks like
Jacob Taylor,
the middle linebacker, one of the inside linebackers, made the stop. Loss of 2 on the play. Takes the ball back to the 31. They initially, I guess, gave forward progress on the kick return to the 33. This one's batted down by Tyler Grisham. It'll be third down and 11 here, as it was Copeland on the hurry up. Tried to throw the swing pass out to the right side. Tyler Grisham was right there to knock it down.
You know, that's what we need. These boys come out on fire, ready to play. You know, these Bonham boys they've gotten a little bigger since we've seen them last.
Flag on the play when this one begins. This is going to be thrown out to the left side, incomplete. Looking for his receiver, Cade Trumpler, was Kyle Copeland, but we'll check the flag and see what this is. It was 3rd and 12, and we'll have to see what transpired there with the yellow hankies on the ground, as 2 of them are at the line of scrimmage, and apparently this is offsides against Howe. That'll move it up 5, and you can hear the familiar voice probably in the background. Roger Tidwell doing the PA. Long-time PA voice here. Leon Thornhill retired a few years ago. Sitting down here about 3 rows from the top. This is going to be a handoff over left guard, and that is Wilson, and he won't gain enough for a first. It'll be 4th down and about 4 after a 3 or 4 yard gain. The ball will rest on the 40. And Howe's going to get the football back here.
And look, Tanner Archfield in on the stop.
And it looks like Tyler Grisham is going to go back deep to return this one. Winston Moss also the up man at about the 39, but Grisham way back deep at about the 20. Zimmerman's going to punt this one away. It's going to bounce. Takes a hop at about the 29. Grisham picks it up. Coming up near side. Stumbles and falls down at the 39-yard line. And that's where Howe will take over for the first time this year on offense. 10:50 left to go in the first quarter. We're just underway here, and Howe's got the ball for the first time in 2015. They will mark it just shy of the 40 at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10. Howe moving right to left here at Bulldog Stadium towards that north end zone. Breaking the huddle is Clay Marshall, the center. Everybody up tight. Brandon Wall under center. Handoff. This is Grisham near side. Makes a move. Cuts. He's gone. 40. I said he was gone. He is actually brought down, carrying a man past the 20, inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. That's the way to start the season. A huge run by Grisham, who had a big game last year against Bonham. 16 carries for 100 yards. He's off to a great start there, taking the ball almost to the 15-yard line, down to the 16.
Tackle made by Trevor Hartwell. And he was actually drug him about 5 yards before he brought him down.
Getting ahead of myself, and here's a carry over the right side. Not much doing there, as Cooper Akins is going to be stopped on the reverse around the right side. The slot back came in motion, and Tried to turn it around over there. Akins actually lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. The ball moves back to the 17-yard line.
Austin Leatherwood and Jonathan Hewlin made the stop for the Warriors.
Ty Harvey brings the play in. Everybody up tight. Wall goes under center. Sends a man in motion. That's Akins. They're going to hand off Jaden Matthews, his first carry of the year, and he will bang his way inside the 10 to about the 6 or 7 yard line. Not enough for the first down. It'll be 3rd and about 2, maybe 1.5.
Noah Field made the stop for the Warriors.
Big play here early for the Bulldogs as Landry Elvington will bring the play in on 3rd and about 1 yard. This is 4-down territory, I would think, but Honaker can definitely bang it through. Wall's going to hand off Matthews. He's got the 5. He's got the end zone. It is touchdown time in Texas for the first time in 2015. Jaden Matthews plunges in over left guard, and Howe takes the first lead of the night, 6-0, with 9:26 left to go in the first quarter.
That's what we like to see right there.
The lead is Jaden Matthews carrying in for the touchdown.
Call it what do we call it there?
7?
7 yards?
Yeah, I'd say 7.
7-yard touchdown with 9:26 left. And Honaker on for the PAT. Line drive kick, bangs it through. 7-0. Howe in the lead early on with 9:26 left to go in the first quarter. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
In this very football
Honaker will
experience extreme heat, followed
pooch this one away. And it looks like another fair catch called for at the
Cade Tromper.
That's a 37-yard line.
Cade Tromper for the Warriors caught that as a fair catch.
Takes over from the 38-yard line.
So here we are with 9. How did we go to 9:25 on the clock? And here comes Bonham. And this is going to be quarterback Copeland looking right side. And there's a flag at the end of the play. I believe Copeland was hit late by Jacob Taylor. And it's about a 6-yard gain, pass and catch.
Winston Moss and Tyler Grisham in on the stop.
I believe that was Smallwood. I'm sorry, Zimmerman who made the catch. We'll check the flag back there. It looks like it's going back. It's going back. So it's against Bonham. So I thought for a moment, anytime you see a flag laying down by the quarterback and there's a defender right there, it's normally some kind of roughing the passer or some situation like that, but it's going back. So it's going to be 1st and 20 after a holding call. So here's Kyle Copeland, the quarterback, sends a man in motion. That's Zimmerman moving to the far side. Flag down before this one can get underway, and apparently it's going to be against Bonham. False start, moving it back another 5 yards. So 1st and 25 for Bonham. Now they have a new head coach. Bonham went 0-10 last year. So they have a brand new staff. Tony Johnson is in his 22nd year of coaching. Bonham actually had made the playoffs 2 out of 3 years before going 0-10 last year, but that will change some things. As here's Copeland, hands off Zimmerman, running left side, trying to find the corner and does, and then finally drugged down.
Tanner Hartsfield and looked like Zach Blevins.
Hartsfield grabbed him with his right hand around the shoulder pads and kind of slung him a little bit, and he finally got some help from some others, as it'll bring up second down and about 15 for Bonham with 9:12 left to go here in the first quarter. Howe leading 7-0. And this is going to be a handoff. Right side, Tyler Bennett trying to find the corner and wrestled down by Hartsfield again at the 35-yard line.
Number 1, Tyler Bennett carries the ball to the 37-yard line.
That'll bring up 3rd and 12 for Bonham, moving left to right at their own 36-yard line. Shotgun formation, spread offense, 2 receivers near side, or 2 to either side actually. Copeland drops back 5 steps, looking right side, throws it across the middle, has his man caught, first down and more. That's Smallwood, who's got the 30, he's got the 20, 15, to the 10, to the 5, stumbling into the end zone, touchdown Bonham. Coach Hudson said that he wasn't worried about much except for the big play.
Yep.
And that was a big play right there. 3rd and 12 from their own 36, and they capitalized with a big touchdown.
You know, like I say, we saw these guys last year, this Bonham crew. Some of these boys have gotten a little bigger. I know for a fact their quarterback, for example, he's gained almost probably about 30 pounds. It looks like he's grown about 6 foot.
And here is the handoff to Zimmerman, who gets in to the end zone on the 2-point conversion, and Bonham takes the lead, 8-7. Here at Bulldog Stadium with 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
By the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
Well, 8-7, Bonham has the lead. No one really was predicting that, as Bonham will line up to kick this ball away now, and Winston Moss back deep to return along with Tyler Grisham.
And this is Brent Masters over here to
Brent Masters.
To our right.
This is going to be a squib kick taken, called for at the 31-yard line. And that's going to be Seth Siebold who makes the fair catch. And that's where Howe will start. They'll actually say it's at the 32-yard line.
32-yard line.
And right now there's 8:30 on the first quarter clock. So far tonight, yeah, Bonham started out with a punt, and then Howe took over at their own 39. Tyler Grisham made a huge run. Jaden Matthews ended up scoring from 7 yards out. And then Bonham got the ball and connected on a 64-yard touchdown from Copeland to Smallwood. And here we are, 8-7. Handoff. This is going to be over right guard. And a big gainer there, 11, 12 yards. And on the carry for the Bulldogs is Dylan Moreau. And, boy, he's quick. He got through there in a hurry, was doing some shaking. And it was a big gain of about 12, 13 yards up to the 45-yard line.
He was brought down by a host of Warriors.
So it'll be 1st and 10, moving right to left for Howe. As Tristan Matthews was in, he'll check out now. Checking in is Landry Elvington, the junior, and he'll bring the play in. Clay Matthews breaks the huddle. The center goes to the line, picks up the ball. Everybody else follows him. This is going to be a handoff up the middle, and Jaden Matthews doesn't go very far. Gain of about 3 on first down. Will bring the ball near midfield. at about the 47.
Leighton Hartwell in on the stop.
We'll call it the 48-yard line as we have an injured Warrior down on the field. That's going to be Hartwell, Trevor Hartwell, as you mentioned, the sophomore. He is the starting Z-back, the wide receiver on offense, and also an outside linebacker here on defense. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3 G's in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
My apologies to Clay Marshall. It's not Clay Matthews, it's Clay Marshall as the center now breaks the huddle as Hartwell is apparently okay. He runs off the field. It's second down and about 7 here for the Bulldogs as Brandon Wall tries to hand off on the reverse on the far side, but flags are flown before this one can get underway. It's going to be a false start against the Bulldogs, so that'll back it up 5 yards. Instead of being second and about 7, it'll be second and about 12. As the Bulldogs were just nearing midfield, right about the 48-yard line. It is week 0, and I'm sure there's some nerves out there on opening night as we look across and see a fading full moon across the bleachers on that western sky.
Yeah, it is going to be full here in a little bit.
Second and 12. Clay Marshall comes to the line of scrimmage. Brandon Wall follows him, and this is going to be a handoff left side. Tyler Grisham, he's got some more running room, dragging a man down to the 45-yard line in Bonham territory, close to a first down, and I believe he did get the first down. As they do signal to move the chains, it'll be 1st and 10 for Howe inside Bonham territory at the 45-yard line.
Caleb Ledoux and Cedarian Ball in on the stop for the Warriors.
That sounded like a country song.
Yes, it did.
Brandon Wall on 1st and 10 goes under center. And now Howe jumps off sides again. Jacob Taylor, and also on the right side, looked like it might have been Brennan Ross, just left a little bit early there on first down, and that's going to back it up another 5. Coach Dale West going to not be real happy with that as already 2 false starts on the Bulldogs. And I get upset with our 3rd and 4th grade team for this. I know that Coach West gets upset.
Oh, yeah.
2 false starts in the first quarter.
Well, it's nerves. Oh, week 0.
Yep. Bringing in the play is Zach Blevins for the Bulldogs. Moving right to left on 1st and 15 now. 6:49 left to go in the first quarter. Howe trailing 8-7. Wall's going to hand off on the reverse. Cooper Akins, he's got some room. Bounces it out to the 40, across the 40, down to about the 38-yard line. Howe's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. A nice run there by Akins. Running right behind right tackle.
Tad Kissling and Evan Wilson in on the stop for the Warriors.
They'll spot the ball at the 38. Needing to get to the 35, so 3 yards left for a first down here on 2nd down. Wall under center, sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Left side, Jaden Matthews gets up to about the 35. Going to have enough for the first down. That's enough to move the sticks just inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Austin Leatherwood and Evan Wilson in on the stop. You know what? I practiced Ledoux all day long, and I still said it wrong.
Isn't there a country singer by that name?
Chris Ledoux.
Yeah. Tristan Matthews will check into the football game along with Brent Masters. Everybody scrambles to the line on 1st and 10. Handoff. Flag down again. Grisham over left tackle. Runs inside to the 22-yard line, but this one's going to come back. Another penalty against Howe. Assume it's against Howe. Oh, it's against Bonham. Encroachment. It'll be declined, and another first down for Howe as Grisham had a really good run inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. And Howe in great shape to score again.
Evan Wilson made the initial contact, but Cedarian Ball brought him down.
So Jaden Matthews checks out of the game. Checking in is Ty Harvey. Marshall comes to the line of scrimmage as the center. Everybody else follows him. Here comes Brandon Wall, I formation with the slot. This is going to be a handoff. Tyler Grisham up the middle, bounces it out to the right side, trying to spin out of a tackle at about the 8-yard line, and is going to be down right there at about the 12-yard line, just shy of the first down by maybe a yard.
Trevor Hartwell and Tad Kissling in on the stop. Looked like Caleb Ledoux was checking out for Bonham.
Ball will be spotted inside the 15 in between the 13 and the 14-yard line. But Howe only needs about half a yard to get a first down here. Wall under center, hands off, up the middle. I think that's Tristan. Nope, that is actually Andrew Griffin, the sophomore on the carry, and he's going to, I believe, have enough for the first down. This might be measuring. No, they're going to go ahead and move the sticks.
Austin Leatherwood in on the stop for the Warriors.
So here's the sticks placed at the 11-yard line where the ball is. So Howe actually will have a chance to pick up another first down at the 1. But it's first and 10 right here at the 11. Landry Elvington split out wide to the near side. Here's going to be a handoff, the reverse, and that's Akins to the near corner. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Cooper Akins, the junior, puts it in from 11 yards out, and the Bulldogs regain the lead 13-8 with 4:21 left to go, awaiting this PAT. And Stratton Carroll's going to want to come back pretty soon.
Yeah, he is. You can see there, he really rather be out there than walking back and forth up down the sideline.
Don't you know? Here's Honecker on for the PAT. Line drive kick is good. Howe regains the lead 14-8 with 4:21 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football in just a moment on HoweEnterprise.com.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, and surrounding areas. Carrie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Now for the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs have just scored again. An 11-yard touchdown by Cooper Akins after a pretty good drive. That was 68 yards. And here's Honecker's kick. Short pooch kick. Going to be called for by the up man. And that's Trompler again, who will make the catch at the 37-yard line. And that's where Bonham will start their drive with 4:21 left to go here in the first quarter, trailing Howe 14-8.
Well, Trompler's getting a lot of action right there.
Yes, he is. So are the Bulldogs running backs, Tyler Grisham and Cooper Akins, doing a lot of damage early on. And Tristan Matthews actually scored the first touchdown from 7 yards out. Cooper Akins scored the second one a moment ago from 11 yards out.
It again goes back to the depth that we have, and they got a bag of tricks.
I take that back. Jaden Matthews scored. Here's a handoff on the right side, and that's the running back Tyler Bennett. And he'll gain about 5, 6, or 7 to about the 45-yard line on first down and bring up second and about 3 for Bonham. But there's a flag down. We'll check that just shy of midfield at the 47-yard line.
Winston Moss in on the stop.
They'll call holding against Bonham, as you know, we were talking about a lot of flags against Howe. Bonham's also racking them up here also in the first quarter. And I apologize, this is week 0 for me too. I'm calling everybody's name wrong. It was Jaden Matthews who scored. I'm not sure if I said Tristan, but it was Jaden Matthews, and that's an easy mistake. Come on, that was pretty easy.
That was. we just need to remember. Stump.
First and Stump Matthews. First and 15. Throw out left side. That's Trompler. Makes the catch. He's brought down immediately.
Zach
Blevins, the senior, is right there to make the stop.
Seth Sebo.
Zach Blevins.
Gain of about 7 or 8. Will bring the ball to the 41-yard line. Still going to be second down and about 6 or 7 for Bonham. With Copeland in shotgun formation. 4 receivers on the right side now. And now Zimmerman will move over to the left. 2 receivers to the left, 3 on the right. Copeland looks right. Is flushed out of the pocket with pressure by Helpenstiel. Throws it now. Finds Smallwood at the 41-yard line and brought down immediately. A great tackle there by the Bulldogs. And that's Nick Wilson, the quarterback, who comes up and makes the stop right about the line of scrimmage instead of being a pretty good gainer there. It just gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 7 should the play stand. I don't see any flags.
Yeah, they threw a flag over here on this side. Right here on the sideline.
Copeland was flushed out of the pocket. Helpenstiel had great pressure from the near side. And it was Copeland who did just a pretty good job of getting that ball away.
Yeah, when it gets bottom.
And here we are already with an unsportsmanlike conduct against Bonham, which is a 15-yard penalty and a loss of down. It'll be 3rd down now.
It's hot. Everybody's emotions are running high. It's first week, but unsportsmanlike conduct just uncalled for.
And now the officials stop play again and discuss it for just a moment. Now here we go again. So 3rd and a long way to go. Copeland drops back 3 steps, looking left side, deep down the field, fires it out, and it's in and out of the hands of Hartwell.
Broken up by number 21, Zach Blevins.
The sophomore Trevor Hartwell tried to make the catch and went right through his hands. It's 4th down and punt time now for the Bonham Warriors. The ball is placed at their own 27-yard line. The nose just touching the 27. And Tyler Grisham will go back deep to return this. He will stand at his own 40 with Winston Moss, the upman, still in Bonham territory. And now Tyler Grisham will take about 3 yards, steps back. And this is a wobbly kick and a bounce at about the 42. Grisham picks it up, got some running room, and bangs his way across midfield to the 45-yard line.
Hit hard by
Bringing the ball past
Caleb Ledoux.
The Warrior 35-yard line.
And Howe will start at the Bonham 45. I've apparently lost my pen.
Is it working?
It's working.
All right.
There we go. Thank you, sir. 3:05 left to go in the first quarter clock. And Howe takes possession at the Bonham 45-yard line. 3:05 left to go in the first, as I just mentioned. And we have that full moon coming up in the western sky. Man,
Eastern sky.
Eastern sky.
Hey, it's week 1.
It is.
Week 1.
It is. Here's Grisham, handoff over left tackle. Bangs his way forward for about 3 yards. It's a long way from mid-season form. I can tell you that.
That's all right.
It's been a rough first quarter. Gain of about 5. On first down will bring up second down and 5.
Tad Kissling and Evan Wilson in on the stop for the Warriors. I'm kind of fond of that gray stripe. I wonder what it is.
Yeah, they do. The Bulldogs, the only difference from last year is they now have a gray or silver stripe across the middle of their helmet. And this is going to be a handoff up the middle. As Matthews.
Leighton Hartwell in on the stop.
Won't be enough for a first. Will bring up 3rd and about 3 needed for the first down. Tristan Matthews checks in. Stump Matthews checks into the game.
Stump Matthews. We got to come up with a name for his brother.
And here's a handoff. Grisham barreling through left guard, fighting for first down yardage, and I believe he got it. Second, third effort. Got him past the 35 to the 34-yard line. And that will be enough for a first.
Yeah, that white group out there made the tackle.
The white group.
The white group. There's too many jerseys to know who made the initial contact. It looked like Austin Leatherwood had to he had to go off the field, lost his helmet.
First and 10 for Howe, moving right to left. Now inside the 35-yard line of Bonham at the 34, leading Bonham 14-8 with 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. Wall under center. Now whistles. And it's going to be a timeout. Howe. We'll take 1-2. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
There are hundreds of reasons to sign up for Dish because you love TV. But the main one is because Dish is the best value starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call Cavender Home Theater, your local Dish authorized retailer, to get family favorites at a great price. Call now, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com for details. With personal service from your neighborhood expert, your TV and your wallet will love you. Howe class of 1974. Go Bulldogs!
Think back to the best fried pie you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. They have handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 903-712-PIES. That's 903-712-7437. Sweetie Pies can also make custom Howe cookies, muffins, and other baked goods.
Yeah, wondering when the axis of the world changed and we look at the full moon over in the western sky. That seems kind of odd, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for correcting me on that. I'm so backwards with everything. You know, I'm wondering what is going on. And maybe it's the gray stripe that's throwing me off tonight.
That's it. That's
some kind of a weird effect.
Week one. We're going to call it as week one.
Yeah, especially the first quarter, right?
Right.
Just shaking off the bugs and everything right now. That's what we're doing.
Blow the cobwebs out.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it turned into a nice night. It's not bad at all. Lots of people.
The Bulldogs will now make their way back on the field. First and 10. Wall goes under center from the 34-yard line. Cooper Akins in motion, and flags will go again. This is going to be a false start against Howe. So back them up 5 yards instead of first and 10. First and 15. The ball will rest at the 39-yard line. So mistake after mistake after mistake, and that's what happens a lot of times in week 0 is a lot of mistakes.
You know, I'm wondering if it's just that slot back taking that step and then, you know, where he just needs to turn and go, and he takes that initial step and then forward and then bolts. You know, just little things like that. They'll get there. They'll work them out.
First and 15. Akins in motion. Handoff. Jaden Matthews, and he's met hard at the line of scrimmage. But he did gain about 3 yards somehow to the 36-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 36, and that'll bring up a second down.
Yeah, he was met hard by Evan Williams and Jonathan Hewlin.
Call it second and 12 for the Bulldogs. A nice, comfortable evening here tonight. Not a lot of wind. You know, last year we had the lightning delay in Bonham.
Right, we did. The one cloud, and it was right behind us.
It was a big cloud.
It definitely lit up the room we were in.
That was a scary press box that night.
It was.
Second down and 12. Wall, handoff, first man through. That's Matthews, and he's hit hard again, but still manages to get 2 or 3 yards. That's Jaden Matthews, and it'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Evan Wilson, Jonathan Hewlin in on the stop.
Ball will rest at about the 33-yard line. There is 26, 25, 24 seconds on the first quarter clock. Howe not in any real big hurry here. As bringing into play just now is Landry Elvington. There's 11 seconds. Here's Wall under center. Sends a man in motion. That's Akins. Handoff. Tyler Grisham. He bangs his way down to the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. Wall will rest at the 30. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. Howe leads 14-8. We will take a quick timeout and be back in a moment with second quarter action here at Bulldog Stadium.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
We're just about ready for the second quarter here. It's Howe leads 14-8, knocking on the door again, but it's 4th down. The ball's at the 30. Should they elect to try to kick this? Honeker's got a big leg. I mean, he could bang this one through, but it would be somewhere in the ballpark of around 47 yards. And it's not going to happen, as the Bulldogs will come out on offense, and we'll run this play on 4th and about 6. Here we go. This is going to be Wall on the handoff to the near side on the reverse, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. Brent Masters on the reverse on 4th and 6, and the Bulldogs score on the first play of the second quarter and lead Bonham 20-8, awaiting this PAT.
That's fantastic depth. I mean, that's 3 different guys that's crossed the goal line tonight.
It's fabulous blocking up front. And you got to give credit to Austin Bearden, Tanner Hartsfield, Matt Griffin, and those guys on the right side of that line. Just amazing what they're able to do in crunch time. Here's the PAT. On to hold is Cooper Akins. The kick is up, a line drive kick, and it is good. So Howe extends their lead 21-8 now in the second quarter with 11:52 left to go. And we'll be back in just a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at HoweEnterprise.com. When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
Bill French, what a neighbor. He's my neighbor. He's a good guy.
Good city council member as well. Here's the pooch kick, going to be taken at the 33-yard line. Again, that's, man, he's getting a lot of work over there.
Cade
Trompler, the junior, a fair catch again, and Bonham will start at their own 33. Now switching sides here. And
he will be your fair catch guy.
Fair catch player of the game.
He will.
Cade Trompler. Moving right to left now is Bonham as they switch sides. They'll come out on offense with quarterback Kyle Copeland, 6'4", big kid, about 200 pounds, pretty close to it. 2 receivers to either side, 1 man in the backfield. And Copeland's going to hand off to that man in the backfield. He's immediately hit and brought down, and that's Tyler Bennett, the senior. Loss of 1 or 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and long.
Joel Minivar and Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop.
Tanner Hartsfield making the stop.
So far, the defense has played great except for one play.
One play.
2nd down and 12, we'll call it. Zimmerman and Bennett in the backfield along with Copeland, and Bennett's going to get the carry and met immediately in the backfield and brought down a big loss.
Andrew Griffin, Mike Heppenstall.
I think Heppenstall was the first one there who grabbed him and brought him down. There's kind of a busted play as Copeland looked like he was putting it in Bennett's gut, and Bennett looked like he didn't want it.
Right.
And he was met immediately and brought down. A big loss. 3rd down now and about 15. Copeland drops back, wants to throw right side, deep down the field. One man all alone. That's Zimmerman. He makes the catch. No, it's in and out of his hands.
In and out.
He had it in his hands, and it just fell out. He was on a dead sprint, covered out there.
Nick Wilson.
No, I believe that was, yeah, it was Nick. He changed numbers on me. Nick?
Yeah. He's wearing number 10.
Yeah, I was like, what, is that Easton Ross come back?
Right.
Nice defensive coverage.
Yeah, it was, you say great coverage there, nice defensive coverage, but Zimmerman had the step on him, and had he made that catch, it would have been a big, long, nice gainer, but instead it's 4th down and 15 for Bonham. A timeout's been called. We'll take 1, 2 back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players: go Bulldogs, fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. 'Cause it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Bulldogs coming back on the field after that quick timeout.
Copeland tried to hand that ball to Bennett. Bennett said, I don't want it.
Yeah, he didn't want it. He didn't want any of that.
You keep it. I don't want it. These guys are after me.
Bulldogs lead 21-8 here in the second quarter. 10:48 left to go in the second, as we're fairly early in this football game.
We are 21-8.
Hal's going to score a lot of points this year, I have a feeling. There's the punt by Zimmerman. It'd be a kind of a wobbly, spirally kick. Bounce at the 42. Take a little hop inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. And that's where Howe will take over again. So at their own 35 this time. Last time they started at the bottom 45. So with 10:38 left to go in the second quarter, we'll see what happens here, as Howe has just offensively kind of done whatever they wanted to do, except for when they have the penalties and the false starts and things that normally are associated with week 0 games and first week of the season games, and that's happened.
Yes, it has.
Elvington out wide to the left. Everybody else is pretty tight. Man in motion is Akins. They're going to fake the hand to him. No, they give the hand, but there's a flag down. As we just mentioned, false start against Howe. And Howe goes on several different counts. It's not like they go on one all the time. There's so many different things that Howe does that, they're just, those are little bugs that you have to fix now before you get into district play. And
that's what week 1's all about, working the bugs out. They've been in 3 weeks technically,
right?
So 3-week two-a-days, couple of scrimmages. They'll get it worked out.
1st and 15, Wall under center, sends Akins in motion, fakes it to him this time, gives it to the near man, and as Tyler Grisham had some room for a moment, had a slight opening, does gain about 7 yards. And that's the thing about this offense. It looks like the hole closes up, but it does close up only after a 7-yard gain. So here we are at 2nd down and 8 already, even though you had the 5-yard penalty, and the ball sits at the 38-yard line, shy of midfield. Now Howe moving left to right towards the south end zone.
Evan Wilson in on the stop for the Warriors. And he's getting a workout tonight. He's working hard.
Marshall to the line of scrimmage. Here comes Wall. Flags down again. This was going to be a handoff to Tyler Grisham over left guard, but Dale West is really upset. He stands about almost to the numbers on the field, screaming at one of his players. And, after so many false starts, you just have to lose your cool a little bit and say, hey, guys, figure it out. So here comes Zach Blevins. He'll check into the game, and checking out for the Bulldogs is Ty Harvey, and I believe it was Harvey that West was a little upset with there. And now it's 2nd down and 13. Man in motion. Cooper Akins, handoff to him. Trying to find that near corner. Gets a pretty good block from Jaden Matthews and fights forward across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Shy of the first down, but a pretty big gainer of about 10 or 11 yards. And guess what? There's a yellow hanky at the end of that play over on that far side.
Cade Trompler in on the stop.
Holding against Howe. All that, West is he just throws his arms up in the air as if, come on, guys. Come on, we've worked on this for 3 weeks.
Right. I wouldn't want to be in that locker room in about 9 minutes.
No.
I think I'll just stay right up here with you.
It's one of those things where you score 21 points, but, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be in there or not. Here's Seth Seabolt checking in for the Bulldogs. Now 2nd down and 15 for Howe. All the way back inside the 30. Handoff. Near side. Akins again. Lots of room. Looking for a block from Matthews. Gets a block from Matthews. Cuts it inside as Akins. He's got the 40. He's got the 30. Looking for a block from Brandon Wall. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. Cooper Akins with no flags.
Flag right here.
71 yards out, and now a late flag down at the 30-yard line. Looks like a holding call, maybe on Brandon Wall. It's a spot foul. Is it helping still?
Jacob Taylor. Looks like what they were saying.
Well, it's going to be a spot foul, so it is enough for a first down. It's down at the 30. About the 28-yard line in the Bonham territory. So you'll back it up 10 yards from there. So the ball will actually rest at the 38-yard line. But it wipes out a 71-yard touchdown by Cooper Akins.
Well, let's regroup and do it again.
And here we go. First down and 10.
Hey, we're checking Zach Blevins back in, and he was the one that went in a minute ago. So,
wow.
Let's go, guys. We got this.
1st and 10, moving left to right. Wall under center. Will hand off. Up the middle, Jaden Matthews stays with the football as someone tried to strip it away. Still keeps his feet going. Still going. Inside the 20, down to the 15. An incredible run by Matthews, who never stopped running, never stopped fighting, and a first down. And Howe set up in great shape to score again.
Cade Trompler finally brought him down. But, that's hard work right there. That was strictly nothing but just hard driving, keep your feet moving.
They always teach you, never stop moving your feet. He did not. And drug about 4 or 5. Actually ran into the back of one of his own linemen and then spun out of that. Kept going. Here we are, 1st and 10. This is going to be a handoff. Cooper Akins, he's in trouble this time. Doesn't get past the line of scrimmage. Might be a loss of 1 or might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Ball rests at the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
As our spotters, he just draws a big circle. there was a whole host of Warriors in on that one.
And 8:09 left to go in the second quarter. Howe on top, 21-8. Taking their time here, clock rolling. And now a timeout has been called at the 8-minute mark. We will take 1-2 back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium as the Bulldogs lead 21-8 on opening night. And offense comes back on the field here at the 8-minute mark. Wall under center, second down and 10. Handoff, first man through. And down to the 10-yard line goes, I believe that's Jaden Matthews. No, it's Griffin. Griffin on the carry.
Evan Wilson again in on the stop for the Warriors.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 5. Checking into the game for Howe is Seth Seabolt. As I'm not yet in mode of seeing their number and knowing exactly who that is. It takes about 2 weeks for me to get that.
Well, they've all changed numbers.
Wall will hand off to Griffin again. Over right guard, bounces it out to the right side, and is down inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line.
Again, Evan Wilson in on the stop for the Warriors.
So now, after picking up the first down, Howe will have it at the 2-yard line. Jaden Matthews back into the game, along with Tyler Grisham. Blevins checks into the game. Wall goes under center. Wall will turn, hand to Tyler Grisham, bounced at the line of scrimmage, dives forward, is touchdown time in Texas. With 6:55 left to go here in the second quarter, Howe extends their lead, 27-8, awaiting the PAT. Tyler Grisham just bangs it home. Honaker on for the PAT. Akins holds, the kick is up, and it is good. So that brings our new score. Howe leading Bonham 28-8 with 6:55 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3 G's in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted, American-made, in fact, Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, and surrounding areas. Carrie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Well, Howe leads 28-8 now. 6:55 left to go in the second quarter. Honaker to bang this one away. Another pooch kick. And fair called for again by Cade Trompler. Again.
He's got it, man. He's got it. That's all there is to it.
Well,
Kickoff recovered by number 33.
we will reset here with Bonham, who has the ball at their own 32-yard line. There is 6:55 left to go in the second quarter. We'll check our levels here. May need to sign out and sign back in. We'll have to check and see. First down and 10 for Bonham, moving right to left. As Copeland is in the backfield, one man with him, which is Wilson, and he'll get the carry. Met immediately in the backfield.
Andrew
Griffin right there, and we'll bring up second down and long. That's a big loss. We're going to try to reset here. And second down and 12 for Howe as Copeland flushed out of the pocket under pressure, brought down, a big sack way back. Dylan Verreau, Tyler Grisham, Tristan Matthews, all of them right there to bring down Copeland. A huge loss inside the 15. Actually, they'll call it the 17-yard line. Huge, huge loss there. Third down and a truckload. And here's Copeland wanting to throw. Flushed out of the pocket again. Sacked again in the backfield. Inside the 10.
Jacob Taylor, Tristan Matthews.
This is going to be
stop. Mike Heppenstall.
It'll be punt time for Howe.
Making the stop, the sack.
5:35 and rolling here in the second quarter, and Howe's going to get the ball back. And we'll have to check and see as Zimmerman standing at about 8 yards deep in his end zone. Low snap, he gets it. It's going to be an end-over-end wobbly kick. Tyler Grisham catches it on the run at the 45's got some room near side, looking for a block. He's got the 30, spins out of a tackle, flag down, 25. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, still spinning, making his way forward down to the 2-yard line. Check the flag, though. A great return by Grisham, but we'll have to check the flag and see.
Almost to the goal line. We do, however, have a penalty flag thrown.
We're going to check the flag. We are going to take a quick timeout. Well, I hate to do that.
Called holding against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that is going to be holding. You know, trying to work out some of these week 1 bugs that we may have in the audio system, trying to see if we can. I'd like to have somebody let me know if it's coming through good enough for you out there in Howe Bulldog internet land. Bulldogs still talking about it over here on the near side. Everybody comes up tight. Wall on the reverse. Cooper Akins, he's got the 25, he's got the 20, hit hard and met right there at the 20. A huge hit, and Akins is brought down.
Austin Leatherwood in on the stop.
And we'll try it again, as still trying to fight with our audio tonight. Sorry about the difficulties if you're listening there. Here's Wall with one man in the backfield, sends a man in motion, handoff Jaden Matthews, right side met at the line of scrimmage, not much doing there on second down and 4.
Noah Fee get on the stop.
Probably lost a yard. It'll be third down and 4.5, almost 5 yards for the Bulldogs as we hit the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. Third down and about 4.5. Again, sorry if the feed is not coming through. We're going to check our system here in just a few moments. Wall under center. Runs around himself to the right side. Met. And going to be close to a first down.
Tad Kinsley and Trevor Buckaloo get on the stop.
3:24 on the second quarter clock. Fourth and 1. Remember the last time the Bulldogs went for it on fourth down? It was a Brent Masters 17-yard touchdown. Wall this time, hands off. Jaden Matthews, big hole left side. He's got some running room down to the 5, spinning, still going, keeping his feet to about the 7-yard line.
Cade Trumpler in on the stop.
So first down at the 7-yard line. 2:54 and rolling here in the second quarter before half. Howe leading 28-8. We will check and see here. And here's Wall under center. We're having audio difficulties. Sorry. Jaden Matthews over left tackle down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
Tackle made by Austin Leatherwood.
Down 4 on the play, second down.
As we just about to hit the 2-minute mark, we're at 2:15. And it looks like our broadcast is back up.
All right.
For the moment.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm not sure what's going on there. And here's Wall under center. Sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff right side. Jaden Matthews, he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. 3-yard touchdown for Jaden Matthews, his second on the night. And the Bulldogs extend their lead 34-8 here in the second quarter with 1:53 left to go before half. Wow, wow, wow. And what could they have done had they not had all these penalties?
Oh, it would have been a completely different ball game.
Would they score 60?
Yes.
Here's Honaker, and the PAT is up, and it's good, 35-8. As Howe is all over Bonham. It's not even half. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haining Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
There are hundreds of reasons to sign up for Dish because you love TV. But the main one is because Dish is the best value starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call Cavender Home Theater, your local Dish authorized retailer, to get family favorites at a great price. Call now, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com for details. With personal service from your neighborhood expert, your TV and your wallet will love you. Howe class of 1974. Go Bulldogs!
Think back to the best fried pie you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. They have handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 903-712-PIES. That's 903-712-7437. Sweetie Pies can also make custom Howe cookies, muffins, and other baked goods.
Well then. Alrighty. We're sorry about the audio difficulties there. It appears that everything is back in line. We haven't missed anything other than about the last minute.
We also have Aaron Ansley,
So, well, if there ain't, there's nothing like the week one. You know, hey, they've got flags on the field. We've got all kinds of flags up here. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on, but we are back, thankfully. All right, now we need to turn the air on in there because
it got hot in here all of a sudden.
It got hot because I was hot.
This door's open. We need to just throw Elvington up over the top and tell him to shut it.
Okay, so back to action here. As it's still halftime, we've still got about 6 minutes left before the half. So I'll tell you what we will do. We will take a quick timeout. You know, we've had nothing but I take that back. Let's kind of recap what we missed, and we didn't miss a whole lot. It's not like Bonham scored or anything right before the half, but when we left off, Howe had scored 30 to make the score 35-8. That was a 3-yard touchdown by Jaden Matthews, and Bonham got the ball back. Didn't do a whole lot with it. As a matter of fact, the Bulldogs defense looked spectacular in causing Bonham to lose about 20 yards in sacks. So, you know, the defense just looked outstanding right there before we went to the half. And here we are at the half. The Bulldog cheerleaders are out on the midfield stripe. They're doing their cheers, but we are here at halftime. We are back on without the audio problems, and I hope everybody is able to hear us now live and clear here at Bulldog Stadium. It looks like everything is working now. I had to make a phone call to our program director, and what an issue we had there. But thank you for staying with us. We will take a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be close to the third quarter action time here at Bulldog Stadium. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
In residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Okay, let's recap what we've seen so far from those of you who have stayed with us through all of this audio difficulty. We'd like to say thank you. But in the first quarter, Bonham took the ball first to start the football game at their own 31. They ended up punting it to Howe. Howe took over at their own 39 with 10:50 left to go in the first. Grisham started the game with a huge run all the way down to about the 17-yard line. Jaden Matthews ended up taking it over from 7 yards out, which capped off that 61-yard drive to open the season. And Howe led 7-0 after the Honaker PAT. And with 9:26 to go, Bonham got the football back at their own 37. And then Copeland hit Smallwood for 64 yards. And that's Bonham's only score so far of the night. They actually went for 2. Zimmerman carried it over. And Bonham actually took the lead 8-7 with 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. Howe took the ball at their own 32 with 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. And Cooper Aiken scored on an 11-yard touchdown that capped off a 68-yard drive. Howe took the lead 14-8 with 4:21 left to go in the first quarter. Bonham took it back at their own 37-yard line. They ended up punting back to Howe. Howe got it at the Bonham 45 with 3:05 left to go. And then Brent Masters on a 4th down play carried it over from 17 yards out, capped off that 45-yard drive, and gave Howe the lead 21-8 with 11:57 left to go in the second quarter. Bonham took the ball at their own 33-yard line with 11:52 left to go in the second quarter. Ended up punting it back to Howe, who took it at their own 35 with 10:38 left to go in the second. And then Tyler Grisham carried it over from 2 yards out to up the score 28-8 for Howe with 6:55 left to go before the half. Howe then ended up getting the football back in the second quarter with 6:55 left, and Jaden Matthews carried it over from 3 yards out. And that gave Howe the 35-8 lead with 1:53 left. And that's when we just about started having all that technical issue stuff. I'm not sure. I still don't know what happened, but regardless, Bonham got the football back just before the half. Went into their shotgun formation that they always do, and lots of pressure. Tremendous amount of pressure from that Bulldog front. Several sacks, and Howe ended up forcing Bonham to punt again. And that ended the half. And here come the Bulldogs again on the field, running through the tunnel, and we're just about set to get underway. Now, the Bulldogs should be receiving the football here. They won the toss and deferred. Bonham took the football first, so here comes Howe in their all-black uniforms. Should be returning the football here. And we got a message from our friends out in Missouri saying everything sounds fine, and
that's good.
And really appreciate the technical assistance from our program director.
Right. Where are they at in Missouri?
I need to find that out. I really do. Hey, we need to figure out if that's going to be shut or not up there. If anybody else is going up on the film deck, we might need to shut that door up there if we can.
Great people were born in Noster, Missouri.
Yeah?
Yeah, no names mentioned, Michael.
I have great-great-great-grandparents from Montrose, Missouri. It's got to be a nice place up there. Everything's sounding good. Now the Bonham Warriors teeing it up. Just about ready to get underway here in the second half. It will be Tyler Grisham and Winston Moss and Brent Masters back to receive this kick, but it's going to be taken by an up man. Actually, it just bounces. Moss picks it up at the 27-yard line. He's got some room. Crosses the 40. He's got the 50. Some room, and bounces down at the 42-yard line in Bonham territory. And here's Howe sitting up in good shape to start the second half.
Tyler Bennett made the stop for the Warriors.
So here we go in the third quarter, and Howe takes over at the Bonham. Well, they'll call it the 41-yard line, and 11:53 left to go in the third quarter as we are just underway, and I'll update everything here.
I got in trouble a minute ago. Your wife got on to me.
Oh, no.
She told me I was supposed to be working.
Yeah, well.
I told her, I said, everybody gets a break every now and then.
Just be lucky. She gets on to me all the time. Here comes Howe to the line of scrimmage. Griffin in the backfield, and Tyler Grisham. And Grisham gets the carry on first down. He's got some room. Look out, bounces through. He's got the 20. He's got the almost the 15 to the 16-yard line. And a big run there of about 25 yards on first down.
Austin Zimmerman in for the stop.
Tell you what, them Howe Bulldogs offensive line is just very, very impressive tonight. Just manhandling the Warriors all over the field. First and 10 as Howe takes it at the Bonham 16-yard line.
This right side of this offensive line is there's some big beef on this side.
Another flag down as this one could not get started in time. So back it up, first down and 15 for Howe. This is the only bad thing you can say about this football game for Howe. Lots of penalties on false starts. A ton of false starts. I can't even count. Probably 6, 7, maybe. We're getting close to 8 probably. A couple of holding calls, one downfield, one at the line of scrimmage. And they still have 35 points on the board, even with all of those mistakes and a couple of injuries. And it's just been very impressive. Last year, Howe won this game 14-0. Howe had one of the best teams in school history last year, and here we are 35-8, just entering the third quarter.
I think, unfortunately, it's just a slot back motion, and that'll come with time.
This is going to be Wall on the end around, a keeper, and he's not.
Evan Wilson.
He might get back to the line of scrimmage, which was right about the 20-yard line, 21, and it'll be second down and about 15 here.
Yeah, I think when that slot back goes in motion, I think he motions towards the line first. I think that's what's getting him.
Wall under center, sends a man in motion. That's Akins, who can't get it to him in time. Akins was in motion and was to get the handoff, but Akins went so fast in motion that once Wall got the ball, he turned around, tried to extend the hand to him, but the timing was off. Not sure if Akins went too fast or if the snap came out a little bit late. Either way, the ball was on the turf for a moment, but Wall was able to recover. Stump Matthews checks into the game. Third down and a loss there, so it's 3rd and 16 for the Bulldogs.
Stump Matthews.
Jaden Matthews in the backfield along with Grisham. Flag down, and this is Jaden Matthews on the carry. Not much, as he'll gain about 2, but this one's going to be, it's encroachments against the defense. So one of the few times, and we've seen that twice now tonight, Bonham has actually jumped off sides on defense. So we'll replay the down and move it 5 yards closer. It'll be 3rd and about 14 for Howe here with 9:41 left to go in the third quarter, leading Bonham 35-8. Again, a gorgeous night here in Howe with a big full moon in the eastern sky.
There you go.
Man in motion and getting the hand. I think that's Brent Masters, and it is coming near side. Going to gain maybe about 4 yards and take it back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 10.
Jackson, Hemby, and Evan Wilson in on the stop.
Carrying for the Dogs. Number 32, Jackson.
And this is going to be a field goal attempt here for Honaker. The tee will be spotted at the 23-yard line, so it'll be a 33-yard field goal attempt for Bryce Honaker. Cooper Akins, the holder, it's on the tee. Honaker's kick is low and wide to the left. He didn't get all of that, and that one just didn't have much on it. 8:39 left to go in the third quarter. Howe leading 35-8, and about to get the football back here. They'll spot the ball at the 20-yard line. What do I call that, a 33-yard?
33.
Honaker was good from 37 last year. Was his longest made attempt. So Bonham will start here at their own, call it 20. Well, actually, they spotted at the 22-yard line. Back to pass. Copeland near side has Hartwell. He's met by Blevins and Moreau and driven backwards. Forward progress will gain about 3 yards, but it'll bring up second down and 7. Maybe 4 yards on the play. As Bonham has really not been able to get any kind of momentum at all in this football game, offensively or defensively. The only score they've had has been the big strike in the first quarter. Swing out right side, and that's Wilson. And he's going to be brought back.
Tyler Grisham.
He's going to be brought back on a loss on that swing pass. Actually, that was Tyler Bennett, the back.
Tyler Grisham made the stop.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down and 8 coming up. 8:03 left to go in the third quarter. Howe leading 35-8. Again, thank you everyone for staying with us through halftime and through our audio problems. We will work on that. Here is Copeland throwing right side in and out of the hands of Smallwood. He had a first down at the 37-yard line. Ball was right there in his hands, and he just dropped it. It's going to be 4th down and punt time for the Warriors. And Simmerman who has punted several times tonight, will come out and try it once again. Howe had a great return by Grisham just before the half. It was called back on a holding call that brought it back a little bit. Grisham made his way down to the 1 yard line on that punt return, but ended up with that holding call. Ball goes through Zimmerman's hands. He picks it up. Now he's going to run with it. He has lots of room around the right side. Actually picks up the first down. A heads-up play by Zimmerman, and Coach Hudson is furious at his punt return team.
Tanner Hartsfield made the stop.
Zimmerman, the player, recovers the fumbled.
That was a misfortune turned into good fortune by the Warriors, as the ball it was a high snap. Zimmerman tried to catch it above his helmet. The ball went straight through his hands, ran back there, picked it up, was about to punt the football and saw that there was no one in front of him, so smartly and wisely he just ran it for a first down. This is going to be handoff to the right side, and again that's Tyler Bennett, and he'll be brought down after about a 2 yard gain. This is a true West Coast offense. They don't run the ball a whole lot. They want to throw the football, and they just kind of run it to keep you off balance.
Winston Moss and Tristan Matthews in on the stop. Looks like Grisham's coming out and Hunter Morrow's going in.
2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers either side, 1 man in the backfield, throwing it out right side. Smallwood makes the catch and is brought down after a 2 yard gain.
Andrew Griffin on the stop.
Griffin along with a couple of other Bulldogs, one of them being Winston Moss right there, the starting safety.
Winston Moss is all over the field tonight.
3rd down and 5 coming up for Bonham. 3 receivers near side. Hartwell, the wide man, down at the bottom. Bonham moving right to left. Copeland fakes the hand, under pressure, running for his life. Now heaves it down the field. It's caught by Hartwell at the first down mark. He's got more room. Look out for the big play. He's at the 40, 35, chased down, brought down hard by Andrew Griffin, who ran him down full speed. Some people were wondering about Griffin's speed. He showed it right there. Just ran down Hartwell in a flash. But another big play by Bonham takes the ball inside the 30 to the 29 yard line.
Andrew Griffin making the tackle.
Good stop by Andrew.
6:05 on the 3rd quarter clock. Howe leading 35-8. Copeland, shotgun formation. Has a running back, Wilson. Standing to his left, throw out. And there's Smallwood again. Makes the catch, 1st down and more to the 5. Dragging a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Bonham. Smallwood for the 2nd time finds the way into the end zone from Copeland. This time from 29 yards out.
Dragging it. Jacob Taylor had him. He just kind of drug with him. He's a little taller than Jacob. He's probably a good 6'1", 6'2".
So there's a miscue of a punt that should have been a punt that wasn't. It ended up being a 1st down, turns into points. Here's a swinging gate, and that goes out to Bennett. Bennett's going to be close for the 2-point conversion and did not convert. So our new score here at Bulldog Stadium, 35-14. Howe in the lead with 5:55 left to go here in the 3rd. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
Well, here we are about to return the kick. The Bulldogs are. We have a 29-yard touchdown by Copeland to Smallwood. Caps off a 78-yard drive. And it was a 29-yard touchdown, mostly a run. It was a swing pass out, short pass out to Smallwood, and he did most of the work, dragging a couple of defenders into the end zone. But the big play so far has been the only shot Bonham's had. They've capitalized on really 2 of them, 3 of them if you want to count the mistake punt that turned into a first down. And here's the kick. Pooch kick. Tyler Grisham's going to take it at the 21-yard line. He doesn't call fair catch. He wants to run, and he's got some room. 40. He's got the 50 and knocked down inside Bonham territory at the 47-yard line. And Howe will take over there. For the second time they've started in Bonham territory. Actually, third time if you want to count the punt just before the half.
Sedarian Ball made the stop.
5:47. We'll love to go here in the third quarter. Howe on top, 35-14. 1st and 10, moving left to right is Howe, all black. The only difference in the uniform this year from last is a gray stripe in the middle of the helmet.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what that is.
Another flag down before we can get underway, and a false start by Howe. Again, how many is that?
I don't know.
Are we pushing 10?
Pretty close. Pretty close. We might be hitting 10.
If we're hitting 10, I mean, we're talking about we're getting close to some kind of record there.
Yeah,
10 false starts in 3 quarters. Wow.
Yeah, it's just something they're going to have to work on. They'll get there.
Seth Seabolt checks into the game on 1st and 15 for Howe. Left to right, another flag down. This is going to be Dylan Moreau, who ran for about 15 yards on first down, but we're going to have to check the flag again. Coach West is not real happy. He's already, both he and Coach Hudson have their headsets off, awaiting the call here by the official. They're both talking about it. One's at the 50-yard line, which was a line of scrimmage, and there's another flag at the end of the play, which is close to the first down marker, at the 37-yard line.
You know, when the headsets come off, you know that they're not very happy.
Yep. It's when they hit the ground is when you really have to worry.
Right. You don't want to be standing close. You know, you look down here, there's some big old boys standing down there. Every one of them. They have summer workout very well.
Well, the officials are really taking their time here discussing it. I mean, they're not in midseason form either, as they're trying to discuss everything in all scenarios. It's going to be encroachment on the defense. Looks like.
All sides against.
And then
Bonham.
A personal foul against Bonham. Is that a face mask?
I don't know. He didn't say anything.
Well, aren't they all 15? They're all 15 now. So,
well, I'm sure the frustration on the Bonham side beginning to come out a little bit, but
well, the headsets are back on.
Right. Everybody's calm.
Coach Hudson and Coach West are like, okay, it's on them. All right. Let me put my headset back on. Now they're going to move the ball, which was after the Matthews carry at the 37-yard line. We will see where they spot it.
That's 15.
The official is marking it right at the 22-yard line after the penalty. So 1st and 10 for Howe at the Bonham 22-yard line, leading 35-14 here in the third quarter. 5:33 and rolling. Bringing in the play for the Bulldogs is Brennan Ross, sophomore, little brother of Easton Ross, son of former Bulldog Brian Ross. He's a junior, rather, and here's a handoff right side. I believe that's Grisham. No, it's Matthews, Jaden Matthews. That'll take the ball to about the 20-yard line, maybe inside the 20 to the 19. Gain of 3. Bulldogs moving left to right, trying to punch it in again.
Tad Kissling and Evan Wilson in on the stop. I wonder how many tackles that is for Wilson tonight. He seems to be the the main guy. He's the go-to man.
Sophomore Ty Harvey bringing into play on 2nd down and 7. Ball at the 19-yard line. And this time Dylan Moreau moves. I think someone else, Tanner Hartsfield, I believe, flinched a little bit as well. So that's going to come back against the Bulldogs. And, man, they just have a lot to work on with that. And
they do.
Again, I get so frustrated with our 3rd and 4th graders. And, man, I'm happy. I'm proud of them.
Right.
Hey, they're not going to jump off sides 10 times tomorrow, I hope.
You hope. Where are you going tomorrow?
We play in Leonard.
In Leonard.
Against Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge is the team that kept us out of the Super Bowl last year. We won it 2 years ago, and we will try our fate with Blue Ridge again tomorrow.
Well, let's see what Max
Preps has our
Fox Sports. Let's see what they say.
Max Preps has our 3rd and 4th grade. We're
right.
at 5th in.
Let's see how we're doing score-wise.
2nd down and 12. The Bulldogs trying to figure out where to go. Wow, this is really ugly. They couldn't figure out where to line up. Dale West calls timeout and then stomps out past the number, screaming as if, guys, we have worked on this and worked on this. I tell you what, we're going to work on. We're going to work on a timeout real quick. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs and 3G brand. 3G brands, handcrafted, American-made. In fact, Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, and surrounding areas. Carrie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
2nd down and 12 here for the Bulldogs. Man in motion. Handoff, Brent Masters coming near side. He's got some speed. He's got the 15. Cuts it up to the 10. Inside the 10 to the 6-yard line.
Evan Wilson in on the stop.
First down for the Bulldogs as there are no flags. Our spotter, Stephen Braswell, does a little dance up here almost as if to say no flags. Finally. Zach Blevins will check into the game. Tyler Grisham doing some stretching down on the field. As you remember, this time of year, there's a lot of cramps that normally go on in week 0, week 1, and week 2. Wall under center, 4:04 left to go in the third. Handoff, Jaden Matthews, left guard. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. The Bulldogs, despite all of their penalties and all of the flaws tonight, have put 41 on the board with 3:59 left to go in the third.
They've done a great job. Great job, and we're not even to the 4th quarter yet. The pace we're on, it may be, I don't know. I don't even want to predict.
We might have, you think with an offense like this, you have quick games, but this has not been quick. Cooper Ray gets a high snap, can't bring it down. He just falls on it. And the 2-point conversion will not be good. 3:59 left to go in the third quarter. Howe leading 41-14. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
2 new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These 2 antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
There are hundreds of reasons to sign up for Dish because you love TV. But the main one is because Dish is the best value starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call Cavender Home Theater, your local Dish authorized retailer, to get family favorites at a great price. Call now, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com for details. With personal service from your neighborhood expert, your TV and your wallet will love you. Howe class of 1974. Go Bulldogs!
Think mid-season form right there. Mid-season form. All night. Honecker about to boot this one away. Howe leading 41-14 despite the sloppiness. Here is going to be a catch on the kickoff, and trying to run it for one of the very few times tonight is Kyle Trompler. He's made several fair catches. Tried to return that one, ran backwards to try to beat it around, and actually lost about 7 yards. A nice play there by the kickoff team.
Tackle made by Winston Moss.
So Bonham will start at their own 27-yard line with 3:54 left to go in the third quarter. What a long game this has been so far. All of the penalties. It's 9:30, but it seems like about 11 o'clock.
It does.
Here's Copeland, shotgun formation, 2 men in the backfield. Throws it out left side. Hartwell makes the catch, a great catch at the 44-yard line. He'll fall forward just a little bit, but they'll still mark it at the 44. It'll be enough for a first down.
Seth Seabolt made the stop.
Zach Blevins making the tackle.
So 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Clock will roll at 3:44. Copeland throws out right side, throws as he was falling down. Smallwood makes the catch, enough for a first down. Winston Moss finally brings him down. Smallwood brings a load, and he ran for about 5 yards after the catch, and enough for a first down. As now Bonham, for the first time, is starting to be a little consistent on offense. Back-to-back first downs will move the ball inside the Bulldogs' 38-yard line. Handoff left side, and that's going to be Wilson, and he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage or behind as the flag's down. Zach Blevins is right there to make the stop, but let's check the flag and see what's going on there.
Holding.
And Mr. Mosier, I believe you are correct, and Tyler Grisham's coming off the field. I thought he was coming off the field. Looked like he was kind of limping a little bit, but he's not. I could have sworn he was limping there for a second, but I guess not.
I did too.
So they'll mark this one back on the holding call. Whoa. The referee, you don't see that normally. He took about 5 steps and then went, whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this 10 yards? Is this 5 yards? Where do I need to start from? Mid-season form, guys. Mid-season form. Holding. There's the official call. Now they're going to walk it off. Instead of doing the 1 yard steps, he's just kind of saying, oh, well, it's going to be right here about 10 yards away. Just on the Bulldog side of the 50-yard line at the 48. 3:19 left to go in the third. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers either side. Copeland throws out Smallwood, and it goes in and out of his hands. For one of the few times tonight, Smallwood wasn't able to bring that one in. And it'll be 2nd down and 20. And Matt Griffin will check into the game. Joel Minivar will step out. 2 receivers either side. Copeland, a little bit of movement up front, and that's going to be a false start against Bonham, I believe. Helpenstell moved a little bit too, so we'll have to check and see. It could be against Howe, but I don't think so. This one's going to be against Bonham. They'll move it back 5 yards. So many false starts tonight. Just very, very sloppy. And we say this every year. And it's almost as if the officials say, hey, I know you guys have a lot to work on, so I'm going to call everything to make sure y'all run extra hard next week.
Right.
Copeland dropping back about 7 steps, looks right side, nowhere to throw, now fires across the middle, caught by Smallwood at the 40-yard line. Winston Moss is right there to bring him right down, but it's still going to be a truckload, 3rd and about 11 or 12, depending on the spot.
You know, Winston Moss is I have to agree. He's safety smart back there.
Coach Hudson said that Winston Moss is the best safety he's had. Now, talked real highly of Anthony Hawthorne, but said Anthony was so tired a lot of the times last year because of his work on offense. But says Moss just has a knack for it. Here's a handoff, and that's going to be first man through, which is Tyler Bennett. He's going to gain about 7 yards. An interesting play call there on third down, but it will bring up fourth and about 4.
And Winston Moss made the stop.
Ball rests at the 30-yard line. It's actually going to be fourth and more like 2.5 or 3.
You want a guy that's going to just let everything collapse behind him or in front of him, and him going to keep his eye on the ball and make that stop no matter what.
Watch for Smallwood right here. Copeland stands in shotgun formation. Smallwood up top. Copeland looking that way, flushed out of the pocket by Stump Matthews. Now wants to throw across his body. It's intercepted by Moss. We just got through talking about Winston Moss and his knack and nose for the football, and he picks it off right there on fourth down.
That's what you want right there. I mean, that's just football smart right there. He stays in there, things collapse around him, but he never takes his eye off that football.
So Howe will take over possession at their own 29-yard line.
He's just a sophomore, isn't he?
I believe that's right.
Yeah, he is.
1:53 left to go in the third. And the Dogs will have it first and 10 from their own 29, leading 41-14. Wall under center. And this is going to be a handoff to the near side. Akins was wrapped up almost as soon as he got the football.
Tad Kissling.
He got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be second down and 10 from the 29.
Tad Kissling and looked like maybe Jonathan Hewlin in on the stop.
First team still in, the first team offensive line and backs. Dylan Moreau is in the game in one of the back spots. Checking into the game, bringing the play in is going to be Brennan Ross, the junior.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Look who's coming in the door. We have done something wrong, Monty.
Wall under center. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And, oh goodness, Leon Thornhill has entered the building. We are in trouble.
He done gone and slipped in behind us. We did something wrong.
A gain of a few. It'll bring up third down and 7 for the Bulldogs with 48 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 41-14. So I need to update that, don't I? I haven't done that in a while. Here's your third down and 7 play, and this is going to be a handoff reverse near side. Akins was too close to the line, I believe. Didn't kick it out far enough. And not much doing there on that reverse. Going to be fourth down and about 4.5 in punt time for the Bulldogs, you would expect.
Evan Wilson, Jonathan Hewlin, and Tad Kissling in on the stop.
Fourth down and 4.5. You would assume at your own 35-yard line that you'd be punting this ball away. But you know what? They're waiting for the end of the third quarter, and that's exactly what has just happened. We are headed to the fourth quarter here at Bulldog Stadium, where the Dogs lead 41-14. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Back to the best fried pie you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. They have handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 903-712-PIES. That's 903-712-7437. Sweetie Pies can also make custom Howe cookies, muffins, and other baked goods. The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
Abby's Rest.
Well, here we go, punt time, and it's going to be Honecker.
Nick Wilson.
Oh, is it Wilson? I thought Honecker was going to do the punting this year, but here's Wilson. He'll kick a low line drive spiral. It'll bounce at about the 33-yard line. It landed out of bounds, so the officials love to get on the sidelines and walk all the way back, and they're going to walk it back to the 40-yard line, and that's where Bonham will take over from their own 40 with 11:52 left to go in this football game. 41-14, Howe in the lead, and trying to bring home their first win of the season on a season that's touted to be pretty good. Everybody talks about how good this Bulldog team is. They've been great on offense when they're not making mistakes as far as jumping off sides and things like that. If Howe wins, they'll have won 8 of their last 9 on opening night. This is going to be Copeland throwing it out left side for his receiver, and it goes in and out of his hands, and it was Cole Owens who was the intended receiver, and it just went right through his gloves.
You know, this they put 41 points on the board with all the mistakes. Take those mistakes away, and whew, it would be completely,
Second down and 10, handoff near side, and that's Bennett. He'll fall forward for 2 or 3 yards, and will finally be brought down by Ethan Price, the senior, who's into the game. Now you're going to get into a situation late in the game where you got a lot of different people. Most of the starters are still out there. Price, the only one that I recognize that wasn't on the depth chart.
Right, there was one of them that you go, uh-oh.
And here is Copeland running, and now flushed out of the pocket, and Ethan Price is right there with help and still, and a huge loss all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Man.
Massive loss of about 17 yards. That's the bad thing with that slot offense. When you try to throw the football a whole lot, you know, those big losses can just kill you. And now it's 4th down and about 20 for Bonham, as Tyler Grisham will float back in punt return formation inside the Bulldog 40 at about the 39. Zimmerman is going to kick an end-over-end kick that will bounce at the 34-yard line. Grisham will let it roll, and it's just going to actually be stopped by Bennett right at the 30-yard line. So after the punt, Howe will take over from their own 30, leading 41-14. And there's 10:23 left to go in this football game. So again, we were talking about mistakes. The Bulldogs have looked great at times as far as moving the football. It's just been a lot of false start penalties and mistakes that.
It's a little small mistakes.
Yeah. Ones that'll drive an offensive coach crazy. False starts. That will absolutely drive you insane. 1st and 10. First team offense still on the field. Moving right to left. Wall under center. Sends a man in motion. They're going to hand off left side. And up the middle is Jaden Matthews for 5 yards to the 36-yard line. And Brent Masters will check into the football game.
Clayton Stevens in on the stop, and Leighton Hartwell. Looks like Stevens goes off the field with his helmet in his hand. That's a mandatory rule, is it not?
I believe that's correct. Masters will check in for Jaden Matthews, who comes out of the game, and also checking in is Ty Harvey, the sophomore. Wall under center on 2nd down and 5. Handoff near side. And that is going to be Masters who falls forward. He is sneaky fast as he gets the first down near midfield at the 44-yard line.
Tad Kissling and Corey Smallwood in on the stop.
Tell you what, the offensive line has just done an absolute marvelous job tonight. Other than jumping off sides, they've done a brilliant job blocking.
Yes, they have.
Just a few little moves up front. Clay Marshall last year played that right tackle, and Tanner Hartsfield was the center. Hartsfield moves to the right guard. Marshall moves to the center. And things are looking pretty good up front. 1st and 10. Wall, handoff. Cooper Akins, right side. Finds a little seam for about 5 yards. Across midfield, they'll actually spot it right on the stripe. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
Leighton Harwell.
On the play.
And Colton Spindle in on the play. Austin Leatherwood as well.
We'll have to go back a ways, and maybe by the time you read Monday's edition, we'll tell you if this is a record or not for opening night points.
Right, it's got to be getting close.
I can't remember a time where Howe scored more than 41 on opening night. Wall, handoff, near side, and that's Dylan Moreau who squirts through, and he's hard to tackle. Down to the 41-yard line, a 1st down for Howe in Bonham territory.
Stature-wise, and if you look down on that field, I don't know if you remember or not, but Dylan Monroe, the way he stands, looks a lot like J.C. Watson.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Connor Jackson just checked into the game as an offensive lineman. By the way, his father, Jim Jackson, who owns Jim Jackson Electrical Services, helped with the Victory Light this season, and we got an app, and it's ready to be turned on from the phone here in the press box.
Wow.
And our Victory Light all year is brought to you by Jim Jackson Electrical Services.
That's pretty neat.
1st and 10 for Howe. Wall under center. Hands off to first man through, and that's Brent Masters. Not much doing there. Flag comes in from the back judge, way from behind.
Tosh Kissling in on the stop. Looks like he's first series. Clayton Stevens and Leighton Hartwell.
Holding against Howe. We'll back that up 10 yards. I'm assuming that'll be a spot foul, even though it was a 1-yard gain. They're going to back this one up. See where he spots it. I'm just curious to see where he spots this. How can a back judge see where to spot it on a spot foul? But they're going to put it at the line of scrimmage, right at the 50. So 1st down and 20 here for the Bulldogs. Moving right to left. Only 7:44 left to go in this football game. Howe leading 41-14. Clay Marshall to the line of scrimmage. Everybody else follows real quickly. Here's a handoff. Over left guard, flag down. That was Dylan Moreau on the carry, and someone grabbed the face mask, and that one's going to probably be close to a 1st down after that penalty's marked off.
Leighton Hartwell, Clayton Stevens.
At the 45-yard line.
Ball's going to be spotted right now at the 45 of Bonham. Let's see what happens, where they spot this. I know if it's marked from there, it'll be a 1st down for Howe inside the 30, because that's where they need to get for the 1st, and that's about 13 yards away. They're going to spot the ball at the 29-yard line. So 1st down for Howe. Move those sticks. 7:24 and rolling left to go in this football game.
1st down for the Dogs.
First team still in the game, except for a few linemen. Some different linemen have checked in. One I don't even have a number for. Number 54. I'm sorry. Whoever your parents are. Here's a handoff to Brent Masters over right guard. He'll gain about 4 on 1st down.
And a 4 on the play, 2nd down.
Not a bad crowd from Bonham coming over here down Highway 82.
No, it's a pretty good crowd.
Being 0-10, you're not going to get a huge following, you wouldn't think, but they had a pretty good crowd make the trip over. Howe, on the other hand, had a tremendous crowd here tonight. Of course, when you're ranked 11th in state coming into the season by Max Preps, you tend to get a pretty big following, especially after going 3 rounds deep the year before. Another false start. Cooper Akins grabs his face mask as if it were him, but I don't know that for a fact. Just by body language, it looked like he was a little bit upset. Could just be upset at the fact. Now, we have to be over 10 by now, right?
We have to be, yeah.
We have to go back through this and just count them. Go back through the broadcast. Second down and 11 after the penalty. We are at the 6:11 and rolling mark here in the fourth quarter. Wall sends a man in motion. He hands off. First man through, Brent Masters. Shaking a few defenders and gains about 3.
Brent Masters.
Close to the 25-yard line in Bonham territory.
Trevor Hartwell, Austin Zimmerman,
number 23, making the stop.
I'll bring up 3rd and 6. Just about an entire new offensive line into the game now. Tim Helpenstell at left tackle.
He is junior.
Austin Bearden's still in there. Matt Griffin's still in there. There's a fumbled snap, and I believe Bonham has it. Bonham did recover. Matter of fact, John Easley, the defensive end for the Warriors, recovered the bad snap, and they will take over at about their own 27-yard line. Bonham will take over at their own 27 with 5:20 left to go in the game.
Well, there's a couple of blowouts in the first week. Callisburg's beating S&S 47-6. Lindsey Tom
S&S has a new coach, right?
Right. Lindsey Tom Beans 22-19. 22-19 Lindsey.
Wow.
White Rights on top of Celeste 27-7.
Copeland on first down, hands off to Bennett, running around left tackle. He's got some room and is finally brought down by Jacob Taylor at the 40-yard line. A gain of right at about 13 on the play. Bonham moving left to right, running out of time, of course trailing big time, 41-14 with 5:10 left to go in this football game. But they do move the sticks here. 2 men in the backfield along with Copeland, one on either side of him. Copeland wants to throw, looking right side, pump fake, under pressure, and brought down in the backfield.
Tristan Matthews and Mike Eppinsdale.
Stump Matthews right up the gut from the nose guard position. Will take Copeland back for about a 10-yard loss, all the way back to the 30-yard line. I tell you what, the pressure that the defense has put on Copeland and Bonham has been pretty impressive, coming from that front 3, if you'll call it. You know, Coach Hudson says a 3-4 and the 50 are basically the same thing. When I ran a 50, you had 2 rush ends. When he runs a 50, you know, they run that spread thing now, and those are outside linebackers. Here's Copeland going to run and try to pick up the first down, and he'll gain about 11, crossing the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Andrew Griffin in on the stop.
That'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Bonham. 9 yards shy of the midfield stripe, and that's where they need to get for a first. 4 minutes exactly on the clock. 3rd and 9.
Week 1, Monty.
I know. A fumbled snap. Copeland had it, picks it up. Now he wants to throw under pressure. Chased by Helpenstell, and finally brought down after he gets some help. Andrew Griffin is there. And Jacob Taylor is there. And another big loss, a huge sack. Great pressure coming from the Bulldogs. It's 4th down at about 23.
Loss on the play brings 4th down. 22 for a first down.
3:25 on the clock. Zimmerman's going to punt this one away. Howe's going to get the football back. You would think, unless the goes through his hands and he picks it up and runs for a first down. High snap. This time he drops it. And now he does kick it. It's a low end-over-end kick. Would have hit somebody in the back had they been standing there. But it goes and rolls over the midfield stripe to about the 43 in Howe territory.
If it's 4 o'clock, I'm going to Van Alstyne when we're done for a cup of coffee.
Man, I tell you. Man, I'm ready to put this one in the bank and head to week 2. You know, it's not the easiest game. You know, the blowouts aren't the easiest games to call either.
They are. They're hard. It's hard.
You always want about a 24 to 22 game where it comes out in the end and it's so explosive at the end and it's touchdown time in Texas and all that good stuff. But you know what? Hey, a win is a win is a win.
That's right.
1st and 10. Wall, handoff near side. Dylan Moreau met in the backfield and then squirts through for about 8 yards. I don't know how he got through there. He reminds me of a young man named Michael Bailey that used to play here back in 1990 and 91. Moreau, the same kind of back, just kind of squirted through, somehow kept his feet, his knees never touched, and he gained 8 yards. 2nd down and 2. 2:35 left to go in the game.
That's the way to do it.
Clay Marshall comes to the line of scrimmage. Kid's showing a little bit of tiredness. Here's a handoff, left side. Brent Masters, he's not tired. He gains enough for a first. I think forward progress got him enough for the first, and he'll move the sticks at the 46-yard line.
Austin Leatherwood in on the stop.
2:12 on the clock. We're getting ready to turn that victory light on here pretty soon if all things remain. We'll pull up our Jim Jackson Electrical Services app. See what we can do about that. 1st and 10. And a victory formation. Brandon Wall will take a knee. And the Bulldogs are ready to kill the clock here. 1:38 left. They figured out that this ball game's over.
On the victory formation.
With the victory formation, we will turn on the victory light. Again, thank you to Jim Jackson Electrical Services for setting that up for us. Howe's going to win tonight, 41-14 with 1:13 right now on the clock. Howe's got to snap it just a couple of more times. It's 2nd down and 10. It's one of those games that was sloppy. You wonder what could have been done. You have about 10, 11, 12 false starts. You still score 41 points. It's frustrating on one end, but you have to be thrilled with what the Bulldogs were able to do despite all of the penalties. Third and 10. 30 seconds. One more should do it here. Victory formation. They're going to snap it. Wall takes a knee. And it is victory time in Texas, if you will. The Bulldogs have won the opening game of the season. And now the Dogs have won 8 of their last 9 opening nights. Despite a lot of flaws tonight, a lot of penalties, a lot of miscues, the Bulldogs put 41 on the board. And you have to hand it to the Dogs as they really looked good defensively as well. I know they're going to get a lot of attention offensively for putting 41 on the board, but defensively, if you look at overall yardage, including the sacks, it's not going to amount to a whole lot for Bonham when it's all said and done, because Bonham took so many sacks. And I'm not talking 5-yard sacks. We're talking about 13-yard sacks that really took them backwards. But, a good way to open the season tonight. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back and wrap this one up with more Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at howenterprise.com.
A happy Bulldog Stadium here in Howe, Texas, as the Bulldogs win tonight, 41-14. The victory light is on in Howe, Texas, and downtown. And despite all the penalties and what have you on the field, the Bulldogs have to be happy with the overall win tonight. Ranked 11th coming in by Max Preps, and very, very happy. There's a familiar number 42 down there, last name Walker.
I recognize that
Look
guy.
at that kid. Look at that kid. Oh, he's a pretty good center on that 3rd and 4th grade team.
Yes, he is.
Hey, Michael, Stephen, this has been, we're dusting the rust off. We're getting all the cobwebs off, and an interesting broadcast to say the least. A little audio problems, but hey, we're going to get there. The Bulldogs are going to get there. We're kind of like them.
Right.
We had a pretty good night. However, a few false starts here and there, but
and that western moon kind of got us.
yeah, the western moon got us. That's what it was. So, big thanks to you. Big thanks to, of course, Michael and Stephen Braswell. And I think we're headed for maybe 13 games this year, maybe 14. How about 16? Let's just go ahead and call it 16.
Yeah, there we go. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
I tell you what, for everyone who's been a part of this great 41-14 win, it's been fun. I'm Monty Walker. We'll see you next week. So long, everybody.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
Touchdown time in Texas. Here they come again. Grisham again. Same play. He's got the 15. He's got the 10. Dragging a man to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Our goal now is to win. Period.
61 yards. Catch us if you can.
Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand,